Hi everyone, I'm Jessalyn Alvina, and today, on behalf of my co-authors, I will present our work which titled Where is That Feature? Designing for Cross-Device Software Learnability. Thanks to mobile devices, we can access work-related information and complete different tasks anywhere, for example, with an iPad in a coffee shop or with our smartphones while waiting for the bus. Mobile applications tend to include more and more features that were once only available in the PC. However, switching back and forth between application versions on different devices can be challenging because the user interface and the features available in the mobile version can be largely different from the PC version. For example, let's see the interface of Google Docs on the PC and on the smartphone. The document outline is visible on the left side of the document in the PC version, while it is not visible in the mobile version. So, in this case, how do the users discover if the feature is actually available in the mobile version or not? And how do they locate the feature within the interface? What are the challenges that the users face as they switch back and forth between devices? And how do they deal with the challenges? In this work, we aim to better understand the factors that may jeopardize learning across devices and to design tools to support learning across devices. Our contributions are threefold. First, our survey revealed significant issues in cross-device learning process, including that the users have difficulties troubleshooting cross-device issues, which often led them to prematurely giving up on using the mobile version. Second, we outline 4 design dimensions to explore the design space of cross-device learning: the number of devices involved, temporality, automation, and learning approach. These design dimensions can be used as a generative resource for creating cross-device learning tools. Finally, we created 4 design concepts of cross-device learning tools in the form of video prototypes. An elicitation interview study highlighted individual differences that affect how users value different aspects within the 4 design concepts. Now, let's step back and see how we get to this. First, to better understand the challenges that the users face as they switch back and forth between application versions on different devices, we conducted a survey with 77 participants who use cross-device applications in their daily lives. We also invited 7 of them to participate in a follow-up interview. From the 77 participants, 55 of them reported cross-device issues. In total, we collected 65 stories related to the breakdowns that they face as they switch back and forth between devices and their troubleshooting strategies. The survey revealed that the participants went through major cross-device issues. In particular, they reported more issues when switching from the PC to the mobile version compared to when switching from the mobile to the PC version or from PC to tablet. More than half of the issues are related to learning, which were mainly caused by failures to find features, as well as having to reconcile with the differences in the UI layouts and the operating procedures. Despite facing major cross-device issues, the participants rarely troubleshoot. For example, P27 shared a story related to setting up a group call in Skype. Normally, on the desktop, there would be a plus sign to add another person to the call. But last time, when I was calling on the phone, the whole screen was covered. There was no way to add another person. A fact check during the follow-up interview, P27 found out that the feature was actually available in his mobile version, but he did not troubleshoot further. This suggests that when the participants could not find a feature that they needed, they often made a false assumption that the feature was not available. As such, the learning issues remain frustrating and potentially recurring in the future. These findings highlight the importance of providing supports to help users deal with cross-device issues. So, next, we explored the design space of cross-device learning tools. We clustered the insights from our survey results and prior work. We then outlined 4 key design dimensions that capture major cross-device design aspects. First, device involved, focusing on how many devices involved in the learning process. Second, temporality, focusing on when users want to learn. Third, automation, focusing on who triggers the learning process. Last, learning approach, focusing on how they want to learn. We use the 4 design dimensions to generate 4 design concepts of cross-device learning tools in the form of video prototypes. The video prototypes are available as supporting materials to the paper. Now, let's take a look at the 2 design concepts that are the most well-received: keyword search bar and to-learn list. First, keyword search bar. With keyword search bar, you can type the feature you are looking for and see the result on any of your devices. For example, say you are using Google Slides on your smartphone and you want to find the feature to change the border color of a circle. You can do this efficiently with keyword search bar. First, you tap on the question mark icon. Then, you type the feature keyword, for example, color. Upon entering the keyword, you will see all the features that are available on your smartphone and all the features that are only available in the PC but not on your smartphone. As such, you can quickly discover if the feature is available in your smartphone or not. When you choose border color, an in-place tutorial will appear, automatically pointing at and opening the menus one by one. Related to the design dimensions, this concept emphasizes on one device involved. It positions in between the temporality dimensions, emphasizes on user trigger, and leans toward passive learning. Next, to-learn list. To-learn list helps you remember the features that you want to learn later at any time of your preference. Let's see an example of how to use to-learn list with Google Maps. Say you want to learn how to find the Add Destination feature on your smartphone, but you don't have the time to do it now. You can add it to the to-learn list to help you remember to do it in the future. You just need to drag and drop the Add Destination feature icon to the to-learn list button. After that, you can open the list at any time from any device. Say you open the list from your smartphone. If you choose a learning item and then click the Learn Now button, a guided tutorial will start and it will help you find the feature on the device that you are currently using. Related to the design dimension, this concept leans towards one device involved, emphasizes on pre-planning, and positions in between the automation and the learning approach dimensions. We then conducted an elicitation interview study with 20 participants. We showed them the video prototypes one by one and then probed on their first impression and how they would likely use it in real life. Finally, we also asked them to compare all the design concepts and sort them based on their preference. We found some supports to all the design concepts and further that individual differences could help explain the participants' preferences. In particular, 2 dominant factors emerged that seem to affect the preference: the user's current level of mobile usage and their motivation to learn thoroughly. We then clustered the participants based on these 2 factors and their most preferred design concepts. Some participants often perform complex tasks on their mobile devices while they are on the go. As such, they appreciated support tools that enable them to learn directly on the mobile device. This is partly why the keyword search bar is the most preferred, followed by the to-learn list. The participants who avoided heavy mobile usage preferred learning about the mobile versions from the PC. As such, they appreciated the idea of getting a holistic view of which features were available in which device from their PC, for example, with it-through icons, or dual-screen facade. These findings highlighted the importance of providing cross-device learning support tools within all versions that consider individual differences of the target users.